Africa's history is a tapestry woven with immense complexity, often misunderstood through simplified narratives. To truly grasp its past, we must first acknowledge the multifaceted nature of its societal structures. This includes the institution of slavery, which was not a singular monolithic event. Slavery in Africa predated the year 1940 by many centuries, existing in various forms across the continent. It was deeply integrated into diverse social, economic, and political systems long before external influences dramatically reshaped it. Understanding this internal context is crucial for accurate historical interpretation. Our focus here is specifically on Africa before the intensification of the transatlantic slave trade. This period precedes the massive, forced migration of people across the Atlantic. It also predates the subsequent European colonization that would fundamentally alter the continent's trajectory. Before these profound external interventions, Africa was a continent of extraordinary diversity. It comprised countless societies, each with its own unique characteristics. This rich tapestry of cultures flourished independently. The continent boasted varied political structures, ranging from vast empires to decentralized communities. It is vital to recognize that Africa was never a monolithic entity, but rather a vibrant mosaic of distinct peoples and civilizations. The political landscape of pre-intensification Africa was incredibly varied, reflecting its vast geographical and cultural scope. Governance systems were as diverse as the peoples themselves. Centuries before the transatlantic trade reached its peak, powerful historical empires had already flourished. The Mali Empire, for instance, was renowned for its wealth and learning. Its successor, the Songhai Empire, continued this legacy of sophisticated governance. These empires established extensive trade networks that spanned vast distances. They also achieved significant cultural milestones, leaving behind enduring legacies of art, architecture, and scholarship. Their influence shaped entire regions for centuries. Beyond these grand empires, numerous influential kingdoms and states maintained their power and influence. The Ashanti, in what is now Ghana, for example, developed a highly organized and wealthy state. The Zulu in southern Africa forged a formidable military kingdom. The Kingdom of Congo in Central Africa was another powerful entity, engaging in complex diplomatic relations. These kingdoms showcased a wide array of complex systems of governance. Many societies were structured around monarchies, with kings or queens holding significant authority. Others relied on councils of elders, where wisdom and experience guided collective decisions. Military organizations often played a crucial role in maintaining order and defending territories. Pre-intensification. Africa boasted diverse and highly developed economies. These systems were intricately linked to the environment and the ingenuity of its peoples. The foundation of most societies' economies was agriculture. It served as the primary economic activity for the vast majority of the population. Farmers cultivated a wide variety of crops, adapted to their specific regional climates and soils. This agricultural base supported thriving communities and allowed for specialization. Trade played a crucial role in connecting these diverse agricultural regions and beyond. Established networks facilitated the exchange of goods across vast distances. The trans-Saharan trade routes were particularly vital, linking West Africa with North Africa and the wider Mediterranean world. This trade facilitated the exchange of essential goods. Key commodities included gold, salt, and, in some contexts, slaves. Beyond these long-distance routes, thriving local markets were the lifeblood of communities. Here, goods were exchanged, news was shared, and social bonds were strengthened. These markets were hubs of economic activity. Specialized crafts also formed an important part of these economies. Skilled artisans produced high-quality goods. Weaving, for example, created intricate textiles for clothing and trade. Pottery was essential for storage and cooking, with distinct styles emerging in different regions. Metalworking, particularly iron and gold, demonstrated advanced technological capabilities and produced tools, weapons, and ornaments. The social structures across Africa before the transatlantic trade's intensification exhibited wide variation. Each society developed unique ways of organizing its people and resources. A central role in many African societies was played by kinship. Extended family networks often formed the fundamental basis of social organization. These networks provided support, identity, and a framework for daily life. Lineage and clan affiliations were profoundly important. They often determined an individual's social status within the community. These affiliations also influenced access to vital resources, such as land and political power. Diverse religious beliefs permeated these societies, shaping worldviews and daily practices. Traditional African religions were widespread and deeply ingrained. They often emphasized ancestor veneration, honoring those who came before. Animistic practices, which recognized spiritual forces in nature, were also common. These beliefs provided moral frameworks and explained the natural world. The spread of Islam also had a significant impact on social structures in many regions. It became particularly prominent in North Africa, where it had been established for centuries. Islam also gained significant influence in West Africa, brought by traders and scholars. Its tenets influenced law, education, and social customs, often coexisting with traditional beliefs. This religious diversity further enriched the continent's social tapestry. It is crucial to distinguish between the existence of slavery in Africa before the transatlantic trade and the nature of that later institution. Slavery existed in various forms, but it was often different in nature from the chattel slavery that developed in the Americas. In many African societies, enslaved individuals were integrated into existing social structures. Their status could vary widely, and they were not always considered mere property. Slaves sometimes had rights, including the right to marry or own property. Opportunities for social mobility, though limited, sometimes existed. Enslaved individuals could, in some cases, achieve freedom or even positions of influence over generations. This system was distinct from the racialized, hereditary slavery of the transatlantic system. The transatlantic slave trade, however, dramatically altered these existing practices. It fueled an unprecedented demand for enslaved people, primarily for labor in the Americas. This external demand transformed internal systems. The insatiable demand led to increased warfare and raiding across the continent. Communities were destabilized as powerful groups sought to capture individuals for sale. This created a cycle of violence and mistrust. The transatlantic trade profoundly disrupted existing social systems. Traditional hierarchies and community bonds were fractured by the constant threat of capture. It also severely disrupted existing economic systems. Resources and labor were diverted towards the capture and sale of people rather than productive internal development. This period marked a catastrophic turning point for many African societies. Thank you for watching this African story. We hope it inspired you and connected you to the beauty of our culture, traditions, and history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from the heart of Africa. Until next time, stay blessed.